Ms. Florick, I've looked at the motion, but at this point, we don't have any service.
On that little, on the service on the bottom, it says he was served by corrections. On the note. Like because they wouldn't let the process server go into the jail or the. Okay,
it just says subject served at Shelton Correction Center. I have no idea. It says they sure, near as I can tell, they served Shannon Kazi.
Okay.
You can make arrangements through the Department of Corrections to have him served, but you've got to do that. He has to be served with this before I can do anything with it.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'll just strike it.
Okay.
Okay, so then get a new date a ways out, contact the Department of Corrections. He's at Shelton, talk to him up there. They can explain.
Well, I guess he just got transferred to Walla Walla, his parents were saying.
Okay. Yeah, everybody goes to Shelton to begin with, but he's moved now. So contact them, the Walla Walla Center. They can tell you about the process to get him served.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm here as well.
Your Honor, if I may address the court, I realize that in all of the pleadings, a proposed parenting plan was filed, or sorry, a proposed parenting plan has been put in by both parties. It was agreed to back on June 20th of this year. A formal order was never entered, even though the court agreed on it. And the state came in, and the only order that is currently filed with the court is a child support order. Now, Ms. McGregor has put in a new proposed parenting plan, as well as a petition to modify the parenting plan that all parties believe had already been filed. And now she is petitioning to relocate. Now, as per a parenting plan that would be filed with the court, she should file a notice of relocation. In her petition, in her motion, she has stated that she has filed a notice of relocation. We are not seeing anything on my end in Odyssey, and I have not seen anything filed with the court for a notice of relocation, which adds a wrinkle to the fact that an order is not in place, as well as a relocation notice is not filed. So, Your Honor, if I
got from my review is this, it looks like it was supposed to be a week on, week off plan.
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
So neither of them are primary. So we've got all sorts of procedural problems here.
Yes, Your Honor. And so we would ask for a continuance so I can work with Ms. McGregor, who is pro se, to get a continuance of a week or two so that I can work with Ms. McGregor to kind of iron out those details and get things fixed so that before we can move forward with any substantive issues, we can make sure the procedural ones are taken care of. And
one other procedural issue, just so you're aware, counsel, I saw your notice of appearance. Ms. McGregor's affidavit of service doesn't indicate who got served with anything. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue that you want to need to resolve or just let go by the board. All right. So Ms. McGregor, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Holder.
That is something we can absolutely resolve, and I'd like to work with Ms. McGregor on that so that she knows she can serve me by email.
All right, Ms. McGregor.
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard what's just been said?
Yeah.
Okay. And any objection to continuing this a couple of weeks?
No, that's fine.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and work with Ms. Holder, get the all the various procedural issues sorted out so we can actually address the substance.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Understood. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I'm going to apologize when I mispronounce the name Kana Higashitako Tokumin and Colton Penter. And ma'am, I apologize. It was my first try at it. Ma'am, ma'am, can you hear me? All right, Mr. Penter, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, so I have got paperwork that appears to be signed by you and your spouse. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, we've been having trouble getting her on the connection. I've seen her face, but she just dropped out. So what I'm going to ask is that if you'll raise your right hand, please.
Okay.
Do you swear to tell the truth in this proceeding?
Yes, I do.
You were married in what, 2017, it looks like?
Yes.
And how long ago did you separate?
Oh, it's been a while, Your Honor. I would say it's pretty close to 3 years now we've been separated.
Okay. And the only property it looks like to divide is a couple of vehicles
Yes, Your Honor.
and the debts associated with those vehicles?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I assume that's already happened as far as you two and the bank are concerned. You're just formalizing that now.
Yes, Your Honor. That's the only property we wanted to separate between ourselves.
Okay, and your wife is not pregnant?
No.
Is your marriage irretrievably broken?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Is your marriage completely broken? You're not getting back together?
No, Your Honor. We will not be getting back together.
Okay. All right, I will grant the decree, so please let her know that we went ahead. Since we weren't able to get a hold of her, or she wasn't able to get onto this, and that all the paperwork has been signed. If either of you want copies of this, if you contact the clerk's office later today, they'll be able to provide you a copy. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep. Have a good morning.
Okay, so ma'am, you've asked to terminate the guardianship. We can't do that without notice to the child or the other people involved.
So the child is a runaway. I currently don't know where he is, and his mother won't give me her mailing address.
And I understand that,
call-
and I can't terminate the guardianship at this point, ma'am, without notice to those people. That doesn't mean you have to take the child back into your home if and when they're located. Certainly the police should be notified of the runaway status, but I can't make any change in the guardianship without notice to all the parties involved. You understand that?
I do. So how do I go about doing that where I don't know where he is and his mom won't give me her address to serve her?
Okay, well, I suggest you let the police know of his runaway status because you have the right to custody right now, and maybe they can help you.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
They told me because he took off to Washington because he was in Washington, and when Washington ran his name, it came back that he was still in state care instead of my care, and he took off, and so they didn't catch him. So Idaho's telling me there's nothing that they're not going to look for because he's not in Idaho.
Okay. Well, as I said, make sure the police know of his runaway status. And as I said, I can't make any change to the guardianship. I can't consider your motion without notice to everybody involved.
Okay, so if I can find someone who can find him, I just have them serve him the petition and go back through the whole process again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I will keep working on it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Got anybody on that?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Kendra Yasanovich. I've got Colton and Mackenzie.
All right.
Mickey? United Front, remember, they can see us.
And we have their mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So ma'am, I believe this is on your request at this point.
What
Anything you
was,
wish to say?
just what I put in the paperwork, Your Honor.
Mrs. Yasanovich, where are you on this?
We are adamant that, Mickey and Mackenzie and Colton are both right here with me. They have written declarations stating they do not want to go back with their mother. We were at a point where the last time we saw Commissioner Nelson, we were going to continue with the evidentiary hearing. However, on October 8th, Tesla came into my home and took Braden. I was not able to get on the phone. We kind of live out in the country, so I wasn't able to contact 911, which is a whole nother issue. But once the sheriff did arrive, he said that because Commissioner Nelson did not put in writing on the minutes that I had that the children should stay in my custody until I filed the evidentiary hearing, to continue it, that there was nothing they could do to uphold it. So that it basically, they couldn't go get Braden back. However, I am requesting that we continue with the evidentiary hearing. Again, Mackenzie and Colton are here. They have written declarations, and I can get those filed. I can get the notice for the evidentiary hearing filed today if you'd like. But the kids would like their brother returned back immediately. He was going to school here at Lexington Elementary, and then I got a call on Monday or Tuesday saying that she was trying to put him in Columbia Heights Elementary. So they had questions about that. I don't know if Braden went to school yesterday or not, but upheaving him from his home, and these kids have been here since last December.
Okay. Hang on, ma'am. Hang on.
Yeah.
Ms. Smith, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Mallory Smith?
Mal.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Have you been able to do any work in this case?
Your Honor, I have met, and I apologize, I have limited bandwidth right now. I have been able to meet with the children in this case and with Ms. Yozanovich. I've had conversations with Ms. Ivy as well. Father's been pretty avoidant of this matter in totality. It would be my recommendation to the court to consider Ms. Yozanovich's preference right now. The children have expressed a desire to remain in Ms. Yozanovich's care. It's been a consistent and stable home. I'm proud of Ms. Ivy for pursuing and maintaining sobriety. She indicates having 6 months clean and attending meetings and participating in those things. The children unfortunately have a long history of just living in influx while in Miss Ivy's care. So their concerns are valid. They do want to remain connected to their mother, but they are just in a place right now where they do appreciate and are feeling much more stable and able to participate in schooling and extracurriculars and those types of things while in the care of Ms. Yozanovich.
Miss Ivy, what do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, I do have my son in school.
Where?
At Columbia Heights Elementary, and he's doing very well. I've got him potty trained because he wasn't potty trained. He is happy with me. He does want to live with me.
Okay. I don't want any schools changed. So whatever school he was in last week is the school he's going to be in going forward. Understood?
Then
Yes.
that would be Lexington Elementary. That you mean the school that he was originally.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Miss Ivy, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor. He likes it at Columbia Heights.
Ma'am, do you understand what I'm saying? The child's going to be in the school he was in last week. Period. End of conversation. Do you have any question about that? Miss Ivy, do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that happens tomorrow. You understand that?
The same school he's in now, because he's doing
He
really
goes
good.
to Lexington Elementary tomorrow. Do you understand that?
How is that when he's already
Ma'am,
going to Columbia
ma'am,
Heights?
Do you understand what I just ordered? Yes or no?
I understand what you're saying, but he's
I
right
don't,
here.
ma'am, this is not up for discussion. This is an order. He will be at Lexington Elementary tomorrow. Do you understand that?
They told me though that because of where he lives with me that he couldn't go to Lexington.
Ma'am,
That's the only reason why I changed.
I'm
the
going to
school.
say this one more time. If
I
the
do
child's
understand.
not at Lexington Elementary tomorrow, I'm issuing a warrant for your arrest. Is that clear to you?
I said I understand what you said.
Is that clear to you?
Yes.
All right. That's number one. Number two, we need to set a hearing date on this immediately.
Agreed.
When's the trial assignment docket? We need to set this for about a 2-hour hearing.
Wednesdays, at 1 o'clock. Next week is full though, so it would be the.
Okay, I don't want it that far out. When can I?
There's only 2 on next week.
Okay. So we're going to set a hearing on this matter for next week at 11 o'clock. It will be the last case on this calendar. I want it to be in person here at the courthouse.
Beautiful. What day, sir?
Next Wednesday or next Thursday will be the last case on this calendar. It should start no later than 11 o'clock.
Okay. And do you want Mackenzie and Colton to be present, or are the declarations going to be sufficient for
No,
you?
I don't want the kids present in person. I just want the adults.
Okay.
And Ms. Smith, are you available then?
Yes, Your Honor. And to confirm, this is for trial assignment or for evidentiary hearing?
This is going to be an evidentiary hearing on the original petition.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All
And
right.
then, Your Honor, I just have one question. So is Braden going to stay in Miss Ivy's care, or is can I pick him up from school tomorrow when she takes him?
I'm not making any change on where kids are living at the moment. We'll have to make that decision next week.
Okay, no worries. Just wanted to make sure.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
That will be all.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ms. Holder here representing Mr. DePriest.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
Jeff,
morning.
please.
And counsel, it was unclear to me what we're on for today. I saw that, there's a hearing scheduled in January.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe that so there was a hearing last week, and I believe that was for a review of the full petition. And this week is for a review of the emergency guardianship. And we have set a hearing for January 11th of 2024, because from my understanding of the statute in Section B7, the court can extend an emergency guardianship pending the outcome of a full hearing. Going forward right now, I think that would be the best option for all parties. It appears that Ms. Howard is still receiving treatment and she's still at community house, possibly. My client did not hear from her since October 11th. She did not come to her regularly scheduled Wednesday meeting. Mr. DePriest tried reaching out to community house to contact her. He was unable to get a hold of her. So we are not exactly sure where she is right now. I don't know if Mr. Anagnostou has any information about that, but what we are asking the court to do at this hearing specifically is it is a review of the emergency guardianship petition pending the outcome of a full hearing, which will be scheduled in January.
Mr. Anagnostou?
Yes, Your Honor. I unfortunately don't have any information. I didn't realize that this was set on again, and so I wasn't unable to reach my client and talk to her. I saw that it was on the docket this morning. I called the guardian ad litem and had a brief conversation with her, but I was unable to reach my client.
All right. Then I will extend the emergency guardianship pending that January 11 hearing. Mr. Anagnostou, if you reach your client and there's some issue, you're free to note it back on.
Right. My understanding is visitation has been going well. And so it's just a matter of going forward with that. But
All right.
Yes, Your Honor, and that would be my understanding too, is visitations had been going well up until this week, at which point Ms. Howard did not show up for her regularly scheduled Wednesday, which again is just one of the reasons that we wanted to extend out this hearing, is just to give Ms. Howard the opportunity to, stabilize her life and to do well. And so we've put it out past the holidays, so she has plenty of an ample opportunity to do that.
All right. So we will extend the emergency guardianship through the January 11 hearing. Ms. Holder, if you'll forward an order.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I don't think we need to set any other dates on the emergency guardianship then.
Thank
Right.
you, Your Honor.
right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Your Honor. Donald Esau,
Yes, sir.
representing Shannon Murphy at this point.
Aaron Winkles representing both children.
Amy
believe Ms.
Powers
Murphy-
here for the state of Washington.
All right.
And Sherry Farr, the guardian ad litem.
And Mr. Esau, where do we stand on your representation?
Ms. Murphy continues to want me to stand down and have someone else appointed to represent her. She has commented positively about our previous business relationship, but at this point, certain concerns of her were not expressed by me in the most assertive manner that she wished would have happened. Therefore, I believe that I'm not able to further represent her, and that new counsel should be appointed for her.
And Ms. Murphy?
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say?
No, Don's pretty accurate. It's nothing against him at all. I just had, just what Don said pretty much.
Well, you're free to hire and fire whoever you want if you're paying for them. I haven't been presented with any information on why it makes that's of any value to me that says Mr. Esau should be removed. So I'm not going to do so, and you're going to have to talk to him and continue to work with him. Is that understood?
All right. Yes.
All right.
I believe there's anything further on the agenda for today, Your Honor.
I'm just looking at the notes from last week, and I don't think so. Counsel, anybody else think there's something we need to address?
I have one. Oh, and I have one thing, just to for the court to reiterate to the parents about contacting the children versus electronic or in electronic means. If the court can just reiterate what is allowed and is not allowed, because the children are being contacted electronically. And I believe Your Honor stated there was no contact until Your Honor saw hair follicle tests.
And have we got those tests?
We do not.
Okay.
I haven't contacted any of them.
All right. Well, both parties understand what the rules are?
Yes.
All right.
And whether it's not the
problems,
issue.
we'll address it. And Ms. Powers.
Thanks, Your Honor. When we were here on September 28th, the court ordered the mother to contact the community service office and stop receiving any benefits she's getting with Chloe. Chloe is still receiving food benefits with her. Chloe is pending food and TANF with the guardian because they're waiting to verify that Chloe's in her home. So if the mother could follow up as the court ordered and stop her food benefits with Chloe, then Chloe can start receiving them where she's located.
I was told they were stopped.
Okay, well, contact them and make sure that is the case, and make sure that if there's any problem, you and Mr. Esau can make that happen. Understood?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I think that covers everything. Thank you.
Thank
All
you, Your
right.
Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I'm here, Your Honor.
We're also here, Your Honor.
Okay, and the first question I wanted to ask, what's the child's actual status at this point? Do the grandparents have custody of the child? I saw that missing person flyer, so I'm somewhat confused about what's going on.
Well, Your Honor, basically the configuration is about the same as it was last time. The only difference is now we were able to locate where biological mother is with Emma in a shelter in Tacoma. And the issue on top of that is we've served her. Now my clients are, they should be able to have the child in their care at this time, but because she's in this shelter, they're not allowing entry of police or anyone to the shelter unwanted by the women there. So it's creating kind of a logistical nightmare because she's basically using the format of the shelter or policy of the shelter to disallow anyone taking Emma out of her care. So as it stands right now, we have requested the petition for writ of habeas corpus from the Cowlitz County Court. As the court knows, it's a specific form that needs to be requested of a fee of $2.50. So that has been sent off in the mail, I believe 2 days ago. We're waiting on that. And then once we file that petition, hopefully that can be acted on and the child can be taken into custody and then placed with the guardians in this case, my clients.
Do we have Ms. Ryan in the hearing?
I am in the hearing, Your Honor.
Okay. And ma'am, you understanding there's currently a court order that requires that child to be placed in the petitioner's custody?
Your Honor, I was served, but it was improperly, so there were things missing. It was very difficult to get that today, but I do understand kind of what's going on, and I would just ask if you could appoint me an attorney so that I could understand what's going on a little bit better.
All right, I will appoint counsel. In the meantime, ma'am, there's a court order regarding placement of that child. If you do not follow that court order, that can result in all sorts of things that you don't want to happen. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand that. Is there, can we set this over shortly so that I can get some things in place first?
I am going to set another date here on this, but in the meantime, I want to make sure you understand what I'm telling you.
Your Honor,
there's a court order about placement of that. You need to listen to me. There's a court order regarding placement of that child. If there's a finding that you are violating that order, that can result in fines. It can result in jail time. You understand that?
I don't really understand that.
Okay.
That's why I'm just, and it's because I have PTSD. Can I let my mother please speak, and then I will follow any directions. I just need to. Just having a.
Your Honor, we'll object
some.
to any third-party testimony. If she's asking for a set over, she gets one or the other. But we're not admitting any other testimony.
I understand. Okay, ma'am, I'm not going to have your mother represent you. We're going to appoint a lawyer. And have we got a name at this point?
That is with court.
Aaron Winkles.
So if you'll call the Superior Court Administration later this afternoon, they'll be able to give you that name. You want that phone number?
Yes, Your Honor.
360-577-3085.
Your Honor, if I didn't agree with this order, do I fight it now, or do you want me to? Because what you're telling me is not making sense exactly, and I don't want to get in any trouble.
Okay, you need to listen to me carefully. You requested an attorney. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. I'm going to set a hearing for next week on this matter. But in the meantime, there is a court order regarding placement of that child. If you interfere with that court order or don't follow that court order, it can result in a lot of things that you don't want to happen, including fines or jail time. Do you understand that?
Yes. Where do I get the complete court order so I can follow it correctly?
Your Honor, we served her with everything filed. I'm unsure what she's saying is insufficient.
Okay. Yeah. According to the paperwork that I have, you've been served with all of that.
There's chunks missing out, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
There's chunks of the paper missing out. In fact, I didn't even have a judge's signature that I could find, and I sat with another advocate to see if I was missing something. So there's something missing in this, Your Honor.
If she wants to have this heard today, she can. Otherwise, she asks for a set over. I don't see why we're having an argument at all.
Okay. Ma'am, so do you want this continued?
Yes. I don't want to get in any trouble. It should not be continued at all. There should be no reason why we're here, but I don't think I'm a victim of domestic violence, and this person has an attorney. I think that would be unfair. So if I could get an attorney and we could go on until next week, we can do that. But in the meantime, I need to know exactly what I'm doing wrong or right. And I need the entire full papers to know that. Where can I get those?
You can contact the Cowlitz County Superior Court Clerk's office to get those papers. In the meantime, I'm going to continue this hearing 1 week. We're appointing an attorney to represent you. If you call the Superior Court Administrative Office this afternoon, they can tell you who that attorney is. In the meantime, there's a court order that says that child is to be with the petitioners. If you interfere with that in any way, you are going to be in serious trouble, and I will be deciding what kind of sanctions are going to be imposed. You need to understand those sanctions can include money and they can include jail time. So
I
between now and
absolutely
next week,
understand that.
I'm not asking you if you understand it. I'm telling you, we're not going to keep playing that game. All right. Next.
Your Honor, just to clarify for today,
yes,
she
sir.
needs to provide the child to the guardians today, as per the court order.
She needs to provide the child to the guardians immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right.
Your Honor, you're breaking up when you just said that. I can't hear. I'm sorry. Everything's breaking up because I'm using a phone.
You are to provide the child to the ma'am. You're to provide the child to the petitioners immediately. We're over to the 26th at 10:30.
And the court order that has that on there, I get that at the office that you, the 360-577-3085, or that's where I get that order?
You can get that from the clerk's office.
Okay. I need to see that. Let's see that first. And
You're up.
Work on it.
We're going to extend the order through the 26th.
Can I ask a question, Your Honor?
You need to ask a question to your attorney.
No, you're not.
All right. 26th at 10:30.